Hello again. I'm sure that viewers who live in and around London will have noticed that most police stations have now been closed down. In 2008, there were 160 police stations with front desks that the public could walk in and talk to a police officer if they wished to report something or hand in lost property. Today, there are just 35 in the whole of the capital. When I moved here, in Essex, just on the edge of London, there were police stations in Epping, Waltham Abbey and Loughton. They've all closed down. What the motives are for these closures is an interesting point. I dare say that saving money has a lot to do with it, but then too it does stop people reporting crimes or bothering the police with their worries. And that's probably a good thing from the police point of view. Fewer reports of crime translate into statistics which show that fewer crimes have been committed. Result: a report by the Institute of Fiscal Studies reveals something which is probably pretty obvious to any ordinary person who doesn't happen to be a forensic scientist or senior police officer or any kind of academic or expert. And that is that if you close down police stations in an area and the police presence becomes less visible, then criminals will be emboldened to commit more offences. In fact, criminals feel a lot safer carrying out burglaries and muggings when they see that a police station is closed down and is boarded up. It gives them a boost of confidence in getting away with what they are doing. Vandalism rises in the vicinity of a closed down police station too, and so shockingly do murders. Believe it or not, murder and violent assaults are 11% higher in areas where police stations have closed down. There was a time when police stations in London were what we would today perhaps call community hubs. People came in to ask about local matters relating to licensing or all sorts of things really, or perhaps to hand in something which they had found. They also came in and liaised with the police and reported suspicious characters in the area or tipped off the police if they knew about something that looked as though it might be criminal going on. The police in those days were friendly and approachable and only too happy to answer questions from members of the public. By changing the nature of the police, closing down police stations and not patrolling on foot, that connection with the people they are supposed to be serving has been broken. And many people now, I'm talking about the law-abiding majority, no longer feel any affinity to the police whom they see whizzing about in cars. They have the impression that the police are too busy and important to be bothered with their trifling concerns. This is a very bad state of affairs, for the police only work with our consent and approval, and if they lose that, then they also lose their legitimacy. The police are traditionally said to be no more than citizens in uniform, but these days most citizens do not feel that way about them. They are remote from us and our interests, and the closing of so many police stations is a symptom of that disconnect. And the only ones that benefit from all that are criminals themselves.